When my wife Claire told me she was heading off to a conference, I didn't think twice about it. Business trips were nothing new for her. She worked as a corporate trainer, constantly flying to different cities, meeting clients, and attending events. I had no reason to doubt her. She kissed me goodbye, suitcase in hand, and promised to call every evening. But those calls fell off. They were short, vague, and always filled with excuses about late dinners with colleagues. A nagging feeling tugged at me, but I brushed it aside, convincing myself I was being paranoid. 5 days later, she came back, and she was glowing. Her skin looked radiant, her smile brighter than usual, and she carried an energy that didn't match someone who just endured a grueling work trip. Instead of being tired or jet-lagged, she walked in like she had just returned from a relaxing vacation. She hugged me tightly, kissed me a little too eagerly, and launched into how productive the conference had been. My doubts deepened. In the days that followed, little changes stood out. Claire became oddly protective of her phone, setting it face down on the table. She started going to the gym more often, bought new clothes, and even wore perfume while working from home. The signs piled up, but I said nothing. I told myself if something's happening, the truth will eventually come out. And it did, but not in a way I ever imagined. 2 weeks after her return, Claire complained of feeling unwell. She mentioned nausea, fatigue, and even joked that maybe she'd caught a bug at the conference. I suggested she see a doctor, and to my surprise, she agreed. She brushed it off as stress, but I couldn't shake the feeling there was more to it. When she came home from her appointment, she seemed uneasy, though she didn't share much. A few days later, an envelope arrived in the mail, her lab results. She wasn't home, and curiosity got the best of me. I opened it, expecting something minor. Instead, my blood ran cold. The test confirmed she had contracted an STD. My stomach dropped. My wife had come home from that conference carrying far more than a suitcase. That evening, when she walked through the door smiling, she froze the instant she saw me sitting at the kitchen table with the results in front of me. The color drained from her face, her glowing smile collapsing in an instant. "Where did you get that?" she stammered. My hands trembled, but my voice stayed steady. "It came in the mail." "Want to explain?" What followed was a flood of excuses. Ridiculous stories about dirty hotel bathrooms, poor hygiene, maybe even contaminated food. I didn't believe a word. When she realized her lies weren't working, she finally broke down. Tears streamed as she confessed. There had been no conference. It was a weekend getaway with a man she'd been seeing for months. My chest tightened. For the first time in years, I felt utterly betrayed. She begged me to understand, swearing it was a mistake, insisting she still loved me. But how do you forgive that? It wasn't only the affair. It was the lies, the careful deception, the gall to come home smiling as if nothing had happened. I sat in silence, watching the woman I once trusted try to mend a shattered marriage with empty words. That night, I packed a bag. She followed me around, pleading, crying, making promises she couldn't keep. But my mind was made up. I told her I couldn't stay with someone who not only betrayed me, but also put my health at risk without a second thought. Her sobs echoed as I closed the door behind me. It's been months since then, and piece by piece, I've rebuilt my life. Claire has reached out countless times with apologies, but I've never looked back. The memory of her glowing return from that trip, only for the truth to tear everything apart, still lingers. And if there's one lesson I've carried with me, it's this: a liar's smile can hide the darkest truths.